bunch of robots. They're smarter than Isaac's people's robots. Alright, welcome to another Robot Adventures review. TV review of the part 2 of the Orville Identity Part 2. Goodbye. So, I haven't seen any other reviews or thoughts on Identity Part 2. And last week, I watched a video from the oldest nerd talking about Identity Part 1. And he really liked it. And but I thought it was meh, like I said in my video. It was about a 5. It's really easily predictable. It's like, oh, what's going to happen? So, I watched it last night, Friday, because it's Friday. And released Thursday in America, Friday in Japan. And yeah, I wasn't surprised by anything. Like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. I liked it. I give it a 6. 6 or maybe a 7. 6.5, somewhere around there. The sci-fi, the fighting and the battles, that was cool. That was probably the best part. They put the money into the visuals, and it's like gave us some choo choo pew pew pew. It was like, yay, we like space battles, and I was like, okay, good. So I liked it. I thought that was probably the best part of the episode. If you want to see explosions and pew pew, then this is an episode to see. So that was pretty good. What wasn't good, and the nice actiony space battle part was what bumped it up from a 5 to a 6. Because the story was so basic and easily predictable. It was like, yo, and you're gonna do that? Okay, that was pretty dumb. Alright, that was dumb. And now we have the the thing that you knew was gonna happen. So, last week it was like, oh, Isaac is such a bad guy. And you know how stories are, and it's a funny thing, coincidental thing, is right now I'm listening to the, was it John Scalzi? Is that his name? Yeah, John Scalzi, Agent to the Stars audiobook, which deals with like these blobs of jello that are space aliens that want to get representation in Hollywood as good guys, and what we know how they, and one of the things that they do is they have tentacles, and they can reach inside of other people and figure out how things work, which is like, oh yeah, okay. I don't know if they've just ripped that off or it's just like, yeah, do the tentacle thing. But anyway, that's at the end. Spoilers. So yeah, I made a list of all the stuff. I was like, oh really? Well, I was just watching like, oh yeah, that was a week. So it starts off with Ty, and they're all in the cargo bay, and Ty's like, Mom, I want to go see Isaac. So he runs off again like a dumbass. It's like, okay, yeah, the little kid fucking runs off to he doesn't have a, like, oh, you can't run off to these robots. They're not your friends. I run off. And then then the security officer chases after him, and she gets blasted. It's like, oh, we gotta go. We gotta say, if we're important to keep us alive, we got to. You got to let me save this crew member here. So they let him go over to save the crew member, and then they're like, oh, now you will all be brought to the meeting room, and we'll tell you our secret plan. And they're like, okay, you're going to tell the humans that we're cool. And we joined your union. And they're going to let us in. And then we're going to kill all the humans. I was like, all right. I mean, okay. It's a plan. I don't know. And as soon as you hear that, you think, oh, you know what? Hasn't this contingency ever happen? We're like, oh, we got to figure out something to do in this situation. And it's like, oh, they probably have some kind of way of communicating if they've been taken over. And it's like, oh, they're probably going to give a message, or they have some secret, like if they mention, oh, say hi to your mom from Wisconsin for me, or something like that. Oh, that means, So you, as the audience, you're thinking, oh yeah, they probably got that figured out, right? And because Isaac had access to the whole system because the humans were stupid, it's like, doesn't he know that already? Why are you going to try to run, Operation 98 or something like that? I forgot what he called it. Protocol 98 or something. Let's run Protocol 98. Okay, if I can do the thing. Hey, give him a 13-button salute. What the fuck is that? And the aliens are, yeah, you're a fucking dumbass. That's a fucking secret code. It's like, oh yeah, the fucking humans are dumbasses. And so they're like, okay. So they all go back to the storage room. And I don't know how long they've been, traveling for. They're all in the cargo bay, and the donkey hugger, Gordon, comes up, hey, don't go over there in that fucking pea corner. And the commander's like, well, what's a pea corner? Oh, we all decided that we're all going to take a pee in this one corner and stuff like that. The commander and none of the other officers ever went pee or took a shit for all that time. It's like they don't know where, they didn't organize the fucking shit situation. Okay, you don't know what that is. Oh, just exposition for us, like you're a dumbass. And I was like, yeah, well, people gotta take a shit. Even in space, people gotta take a shit. And so they're like, okay, we got to figure out a way to, get out of here. Or something. We gotta figure out a way. And, so Yaphits. It's kind of silly, because like, oh, the super smart space aliens didn't know that Yaphits existed, or Isaac didn't tell them that Yaphits is, or, yeah, look, there's a fucking vents. They're in the air vents. Like, that has never happened before. And then it's like, oh, we figured out the air vents. No one's ever thought of that before. Okay. So Yaphits goes over there and steals a gun and shoots one of the Cybermen. And he's like, hey, partner. And the robot turns around and is like, hey, what's this? And Yaphit shoots him. Ah, I gotcha. It's like, these robots are not communicating all the time. They're just like, I'm just right here. The only way I can communicate is, by opening a channel or connecting my radio or something. So they're not in constant communication with each other, apparently. Which is kind of silly if you're fucking, It's high-tech robots. But no, they're all individual robots. And they can't communicate all the time. That's important because later they end up slowly shooting all the robots and like, oh, what's going on here? And so the robots allow Yaphits to get the gun and then go back, and then they're like, hey, let's try to get a message out to the after they so they reach a. I got to go back a little bit. Some more silly stuff. They try to do that secret 13-button salute to another ship, and the ship was like, "Okay, we're gonna escape." But before they're sending off any information, they get blown up. Like, "Oh, you can't send off a warning." No, it's like, "Oh, we got to turn around, and then we got to go away, and then we got to we got blown up, and we're gonna get the information out." Oh no, it's just fucking dumb. And so they're trying to get a message to the Union, back on Earth to tell them, hey, we're... And so they got two plans. And they use the gun that Yaphits gets to shoot the robots, and that didn't alert the other robots. A phaser fire in the cargo bay. No, that was okay. Then they opened up the doors, and then they get into the space shuttle. It's like, oh, we gotta go. Maybe we can escape to get into the Kree area, and maybe they might be able to help us. We got, because they're going to kill all organisms. And so the Gordon and the commander, his fiance in real life, they escape and get off into the Kree area, and one of the Kalon ships turns around and goes after them, and it's like, okay. And they punched the turbo boost in. It's like, boom! If we put all the power into the engines, we might be able to escape from them. But we'll be dry and we'll be, floating, adrift. Life support's all gone. We'll die soon. Well, let's do it. Maybe the Kree will help us. So they do it, and then the Kalon ship comes up and they have a little battle. It's like, yeah, look, see, we told you, the Kalons are bad. And also Yaphits and Ty, the little small annoying kid, he gets into the air ducts again, and it's like, hey, we're going to send an encrypted message to the Union, tell them what's going on. And so the Kalons find they try to stop the shuttle from taking off, but they don't have overrides or anything like that. Super smart robot people don't have a way to control the ship or get information about to until they're like, beep beep, oh look, they're fucking escaping. Oh yeah, you're fucking dumb. And then the Yaphits and Ty are sending the message, and they open the door, and Yaphit's like, oh, and he attacks one of them and slimes into them. It's like, oh, I slimed you, and he burns them out. And they capture Ty, and they take Ty up to the meeting area where the captains are. And the number one robot, Supreme Commander or something, he's like, oh, Isaac, come over here. You got to kill this kid because he sent a signal or something. He was messing around, and you got to kill him. And You're like, okay, you knew this was coming. It's like, okay, I don't want to kill him, or I'll take responsibility. No, no, you'll kill him, or we'll terminate you, or turn you off. And then Isaac saves the kid. Whoa, that was so surprising. I didn't know that was going to happen. It's either kill a kid on a family comedy sci-fi show, or have Isaac kill the bad robots. Which way is it going to go? Yeah. So, kills all the robots, and then takes over the bridge, goes up to the bridge and starts shooting the robots really slowly. It's like boom, 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 boom. And the other robots are like, what's going on? Is somebody killing us all? Oh no, I just got shot. But they all die slowly. They're like, yay, slow death. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to shut down all the robots, but it's going to shut me down too. Oh no. And it's like, okay, and the code to save your humans is this. So Isaac shuts down all the robots, and the humans take control of the ship again. It's like, yeah, we got the ship. But at that time, they finally arrive on Earth, and because Yaphitz and Ty sent off that secret message, commanders are like, oh, we got all the Union ships here. Yay! We're gonna fight the Kalons. So at that time, it's like, oh, they're standing face to face, fire, and this is the good part where the spaceship battle happens, and pew 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 pew, and the Union gets their ass kicked, like blah 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 blah. And so it's a fight, and then like 4 or 5 of the Kalons just start make a break for Earth, and the Orville is chasing them. It's like so many blown up stuff, and pretty cool. It's like bam bam bam. And then they're like going past Earth and stuff, like going past the moon and stuff like that. It's like all the way to Earth, there were no defense set up. There weren't any moon station defenses or any space station defenses. Like an easy cruise right up to Earth. Hey, look, we're at Earth's front door. Hey, yay! If they hadn't assembled that blockade, they would have just easily gotten straight to the fucking Earth's door. Why did they even need the humans? If there were no ships, those Kalons would have easily just gotten right up to Earth, blown it all up. There was never a communication between the humans and the Union. Apparently they had blocked that communication, and the one ship that they did meet got blown up. So all the way up to Earth's door, they hadn't needed those humans at all. They hadn't done anything. Okay. And I guess if the Union had mobilized that fleet, they had also gotten ready on Earth with their cannons or some defenses on Earth. But I don't know if that was the case, if they had any defenses on Earth, because the Kalons are just going to go there and blow up everything. It's like, oh, okay. Seemed pointless to have the humans. And so what is the other thread that has to get tied up at the end there? The donkey hugger, Gordon, and the commander fly in. Before the Kalons approach Earth, like, oh, Captain. Oh, they were going to blow up the Orville, to blow up those 2 or 1 or 2 ships that they had. But the Kalons had a shitload more ships. The humans were just they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. But in comes the Kree with their ships, and they also made it all the way up to Earth, the enemy of the Union. Just like, oh, look, we're here right next to Earth. Pew, 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 pew. We go fight all the Kalons. Pew, 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 pew. And, yay, we saved you. Thanks to Avis Rent-A-Car. And then they're like, okay, we're going to go now, bye. But maybe we'll be friends. Like, wow, that was a fucking dumbass story. I mean, it was pretty generic, written by, maybe a 8th grader or something. But, yeah, so apparently there are no star bases or defenses around Earth or something. They just, like, march right up to Earth. And the enemy can do the same thing. They can just fucking assemble a large fleet, get right next to Earth, blow it to fucking hell. And so, like, okay, how did they know which way they were coming in? Maybe they knew. But, and at the end, the Kalons retreat, and, but Isaac, he's still unconscious. He killed, or he shut himself down. So, here comes Japheth with the technology of getting tendrils into the machine, and I know how to fix them. And then they turn them on, and at this point they're lying in sickbay. They got a kid, and all of the like top command right there, and it's like, oh look, Isaac's right here. Hey, let's turn them on. Okay. And there's no security detail there. They were just taken over by this ship. It's like, oh yeah, just turn them on. Fucking see what happens. This is a bunch of idiots. They're a bunch of idiots. And so it's like, beep, beep, hey, I've been turned off. Hey, Isaac, what's going on? Now we're friends again, or something. And then Isaac's like, oh, I'm looking for my home. The stars are, very faint. And then the doctor comes in and is like, oh, Isaac, forgiveness starts, it's a long path or something, but it has to start. So, yeah. So Isaac is it doesn't have a people, and the humans are still dumb as shit, and the Kalons are still pretty stupid, and the kid is a dumb little kid. So I mean, it's all written that way, right? But it just leaves like, wow, okay. So yeah, it was the story was bad. It's just so simple. But the starfight was good. I like that. And yeah, so maybe a 6.5. McFarlane didn't do his like cutie lovey face stuff, so it was all action stuff, and that's kind of when he's all the jargon was like, set the harmonics and repolarize the dilithium, and well, it wasn't dilithium, but stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you got your little jargony stuff to say, and so that was all right. I don't know what the critics are gonna say. It's like, oh, that was an awesomely written story. It was so well crafted, so unexpected. We didn't expect Isaac to not kill a kid. Okay. Yeah. So it'll be funny to see how the fanboys gush over this thing. It's like ignoring all the stupidity of it and just like, oh, it was so great. Or if they're actually looking at it realistically and like, yeah, that was pretty weak, that was dumb, that didn't make any sense. Yeah, we'll see. Watch those reviews and they were like, oh yeah, that guy doesn't really see past the rose. Everything is all fucking my tinted glasses. I guess they'd be green tinted. I don't know, purple tinted glasses. yeah, so I wanted to talk about the Orville by itself because I thought that was it was a funny show, it was a nice show, and the second part of the two-parter, like but Star Trek on the other hand it did have some of its stupid points, but I thought because they're dealing with time travel, time issues, and they've got so many different threads, arcs going on at the same time. It's like, oh, this is in Star Trek. Gave me goosebumps. I was like, oh shit! Oh, what could that mean for this and that? And is that they're trying to pull it around this way with Spock and stuff like that, and the Red Angel, and so that one was pretty like, oh wow, what could that mean? And they had some funny points. I liked it. It was good, and it was good. Good Star Trek was good. That was maybe an 8. Yeah, it was nice. It didn't have so much of developing story. Well, it did, but it developed many small parts of the thread, like this. So, but the story was kind of short and like, hey, let's go check out this time thing. It was kind of nice, but yeah, it was good. It was a good episode, and I'll talk about it in the next one. So this one's dedicated mostly to the Orville, and the next video will be about STDs. Do you like STD? Huh? Goodbye. Fucking robots. Pew 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 pew. All right, guys, that was it for this one. Orville, Identity Part 2. Story pretty shallow or easy or very easily, foreshadowed, and like, wow, what else could they do? That's what they had to do. So no real surprises there. At least if you watch the movie, if you've watched sci-fi, you know what they had to do. So, but the action was good, and the cinematography, the CG stuff, nice. I liked it. What about the other aliens? Like they didn't account for their special abilities or something. I don't know. Anyway, Orville. All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Come back. Bye.